have to change the default pop-up live thumbnail so that it looks like it defaults to something there, and I don't want that one on there. I want a better one, so I'll have to change that. We do have a decent screen now, I see. At least. Mess my hair. Oh, okay, so that, I thought I changed that. That's not good. Let me see if I can make that bigger. By grabbing this and pulling it down that much. Let's see what happens there. And do the old cropperoonie. And crop that again. There, I think that's better. Not perfect, but better. Better than it was. Okay. I'm not sure how the live with the guest is going to work. The chat box on the side there may be in the way. I'll have to see when a guest pops up what happens. And Michael Santana was going to show a video one night here when he's available, and we'll do that. Mr. Ronney Braun is in the house. At least, well, I don't know about you, but most of my friends out there are getting warm weather. Even way back east in Quebec, the weather's getting nice. Maybe it's just a nice weather snap. How long will it last? That's strange for February. Anyways, I had a lot of comments on the chat box on the side there. At least that's good. I should lock those down, as a matter of fact. We're supposed to get up to like 40, holy smokes. Yeah, no kidding, that'll thaw things out, eh? That should thaw things out. Okay, let's put a lock on this. I won't remember that it's a lock. Trying to move it and it won't. Okay, there, that's the logo there. Let's put a lock on that. And we'll put a lock on the share screen for the moment. Just so that if I try to move it, it won't go anywhere. You'll have to cut the log. Did you ever cut the log before? What is that, like a trailer park? How come you're elected to cut the lawn? Oh, you might get cheaper rent, I suppose, eh? Cheaper rent. Or whatever else they have for you. What about, power and sewer? So electrical, like it looks like you got your own heating. Electrical and sewer. If you don't have sewer, well then you gotta move to dump it. A sewer dump. There are certain jobs that you can get in campgrounds too when you're traveling in the summer, like you can stay at certain campgrounds for, a week, 2 weeks and help out. And they give you like free parking while you're there or whatever. You get to stay where there's power or whatever have you. At least that, you don't have to pay for everything. I was just saying earlier, just before you got on, that the thumbnail, I see that one pops up all the time. So that's the default pop-up thumbnail. I want to change that. I don't quite know where that is, that I can change that. I think I do, so I'm going to have to go there and check that out. I want to change it so it's not just that strip across there. I want to make it so that it's some photo of some sort, and they can just use that all the time. So that was my thoughts when I first got on. I saw that when I logged in to start the live. To farmland and a horse lodging, training, jumping thing goes on here every year. Equestrian horse jumping training thing. Equestrian. Yeah, they have that in where I'm from too, in the city. Rob on the road. Hola. It's I think it has a H on the front though, which H's are silent, so it's HOLA. And if it's a double L, it sounds like a Y. Like street, the word street, CALLE, Kaya. I'm only now trying to use Acer Chromebook 315 to do the YouTube now. Oh, that's funny. I never use my phone, or I don't have a Chromebook. I have tablets, but I never. The only way I use tablets is for drone flying. 10-inch tablet. Never think about using it as for YouTube. I know nothing. Thanks for asking, Rob. The back feels, my back actually feels not so bad. It's my ribs, I guess, where they're joined to the spine at that end of it. They must have taken a bit of a hard hit there too, because that's what feels like what hurts is my ribs. The center of my back, where the bones had broken, feel pretty good. I don't know, how long does it your body heals pretty fast. I don't know how long it would take those bones to go back together. I mean, there's muscle and there's meat there to hold them there. So I mean, unless they go too far apart, how do bones know that they were broken and they're supposed to go together again? Do they make something reasonable that will hold a bunch of SD cards at once and play them? Well, yeah, sure, I would think. Like you used to be able to buy thumb drive, like these things, and you could buy a bank, you could plug 10 of these in. So I'm sure that they make those a bank for SD cards, and you just pop them in. Vitamin D is very important. Take vitamin K with it for the distribution of calcium. I'll erase this so YouTube doesn't assume I'm telling you what to do. Okay. 6 weeks for the majority of back 6 weeks, holy smokes. Full recovery as a rule is okay. Oh, okay. Well, I'm more than a week as far as it happened, but the pain is still, well, it's not so bad. I mean, I'm still on painkillers. I because when I get up in the morning, it's like I'm sleeping all night, so that's when well, I roll around and I can feel it in my ribs, not my back. So then well, the pain should getting less and less all the time. I go for walks all the time. I went for a real good walk today. You've broken most of your bones and damaged muscles through the years of climbing injuries. Yeah, if you're climbing, that's for sure. You're bound to get some sort of bruises and bones and broken and stuff. I have had a broken wrist once, and on your foot, the ankle, that little bone that sticks out the side, on the outsides, that little round bump, that broke off like twice on the same foot. And then you just have to wear an air cast, a cast that you put your foot in the thing and pump up the air, and it keeps it solid. I should take actually more vitamin B12 and the B range. All the vitamins. Yeah, vitamin D, vitamin K, should take more of those. I don't eat the right kinds of foods to get that. I probably don't eat healthy at all. Not on purpose, but I just don't like salads, and everybody says, well, eat better, have salad. Well, I don't really like salad. I mean, I'll eat it, of course, but Paul, I like cabbage, Paul. I do like cabbage instead of lettuce, actually. I could sit and eat a head of, well, not the whole thing, but I could sit and eat from a head of lettuce or cabbage, no problem. I like the taste of cabbage. Used to make a few things out of cabbage, like you take a cabbage and knock the core of it out, and then dig it out so that you have a big hole in there, and then fill it with hamburger and cook that. Man, that's good. I'm just thinking about if I get people up on in the panel, that little, or that chat window on the side would be probably interfering, might get in the way. Too much, not enough room to put things. Then try boiled to death Brussels sprouts. Just mini cabbages. But they don't taste like cabbages though, do they? I don't like Brussels sprouts. Keep you regular, very, very regular. How do you know? How do you know these things, Paul? Yeah, they look like little cabbage, but same with those little corn on the cob. Those tiny, are those real corn on the cob? Because they don't taste like, in a way they do taste like corn, of course. Yeah, you're no kidding. Food is better than supplements, that's for sure. And nearly all the active ingredients in supplements are passed straight to your urine and out and out the body. Yeah, no kidding. Or you pee it out or you poop it out, one of the two. All the stuff just goes right through you. If you're regular and your poop's like straw, you're eating something good. You don't want it to be one way or the other. Yeah, I went for a long walk today, and I'm trying to, in the process of making another video about how the progress is coming along. I don't know how long I should wait. Maybe another week or two, and then make a video on how my back's coming along, because I didn't want to make a couple of videos about, oh boy, poor me, I broke my back, and please send me all the money you can. That wasn't my intention at all. Like I said in that one video, that I've never ever asked for help ever in my life, and it just feels weird to me. Could eat a plateful of beef gravy any time of the day. I was a weird kid in the street, always ate my greens. No way. Like peas, for as far as greens, I like peas. Yes, I'll eat the salad, the lettuce. I'm not really too particular about it, but kale or beans, green beans or stuff like that, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why. It's funny how you could say you don't like something, and if you've never ever even tried it. Like, I don't think I like sushi. I don't know why. I just don't know why. Maybe it's the sight of it or what, but I've never ever tried it. And everybody says, well, how do you know you don't like it if you never ever try it? I don't know. That one's a hard one. I eat by texture and taste. I mean, if the texture's okay and it tastes okay, I eat it. I have a video out on Saturday. Still haven't done the voiceover for it yet. Okay, so you've got a video out that you did on Saturday, but you haven't done the voice part. Yeah, I've had my teeth done. I broke my back here, so I've been sort of laid up in the house here for it seems more time than I've been able to get out and tour around Mexico and see things. Yes, I've been to the beach, but I haven't. I'm not into the bars and stuff, so I don't go to the bars. I'd love to go and see the ruins, like Mayan ruins and stuff, but then I have to go somewhere. They're not really in Cancun. You have to go to like Chichen Itza or Xcaret or Tulum or Coba or any of those places. And I haven't been to them. And the guy upstairs, Benny, he says, well, let's go to Tulum here this week sometimes, maybe Thursday. And instead of taking a tour, if you take a tour, which is very, very cheap, you get to go to Tulum, but there you have to go by their timing. You know, it's at this place for so many hours, it's at that place for so many hours, and you do get a free lunch, not a supper, but a lunch. No drinks with this one. It's only $30 American. You get to go from Cancun, from Cancun, you go to Playa del Carmen for, I think, an hour. Then you go to Tulum for I don't know how long. And then from Tulum, you can either go to Coba or you can go to those things that you swim in. Forget the names of them, underground pools of water where you swim. Sonora? Cenote? And the video is edited. Just didn't finish to find the time to do the audio. Work is keeping me busy. Yeah. How do you, not over keen on rabbit food. Only ever have salad in a sandwich with a big slice of boiled ham. Yeah. I don't mind like a tomato salad or something. I mean, it's been a long time since I actually even had one. And tacos haven't got much salad, not like a Canadian taco, like Taco Time, where they put ground beef and then a bunch of lettuce on top, and then I don't know if there's some kind of cheese or in there or not, but they're definitely not the same as a taco here. They don't put salad on a unless you order one that is salad, but just your basic meat taco is just got meat. Two really tiny corn tortillas with meat on it, and then sometimes chives or parsley or red onion, chopped up red onions, and then your hot sauce. So that's about it for tacos. About $1, $1 for a taco. All depends where you go. Is it Sunday? Yeah, really. I'm doing pop-ups because because I can. Happy birthday there, Raymond, anyways. Beef tacos. They have meat. Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, I don't know if you guys have where you live, a place called Taco Time. They're in Canada anyways, Taco Time. That none of their food in there that I see now is Mexican. It's a bigger tortilla for one thing, with hamburger in it. I don't think I've seen a taco here that has hamburger in it. It's either chopped up like finer than pulled, like pulled pork, only chopped up finer. So it's pork or beef or lamb or rojo. Rojo is cow eyes, and then they got cow brain, cow tongue, almost everything of a cow. I've never tried rojo yet. I guess if they don't tell me what it is, then I might just eat it, just, you know, but once you tell me what it is, I'd probably throw up right there. So yesterday was the old birthday. Oh, happy birthday anyways. Not a fan of pulled pork. Yeah, this pork isn't really, it's not pulled pork, but it's pork, but chopped up into small pieces. Apparently it's horrible. Yeah, Taco Time doesn't even use salt and pepper in their meat. No, I suppose not. Was friends with the guy that talked about it. Was the most horrible restaurant experience. Yeah, they have a beef burrito. Now it's just a bigger taco, like a bigger round taco, but full of hamburger meat. I guess in a kind of a gravy, but not even their tacos. Their taco shells, I think you can get hard or soft. I usually get the soft, but anyways, they're bigger than the taco shells here, or the tortillas here. But they're not even heated up. Like here, they put the tortilla on the grill for a few minutes or seconds, and yeah, gravy burrito. And so when I go back to Medicine Hat there and I go to Taco Time, I mean, they taste good. It's just that you can't. There's no comparison between that and I don't even know why they call them Taco Time or Taco Bell. That might be. I don't remember eating at a Taco Bell, so I don't know what their tacos taste like. But I can guarantee you that Taco Time, no matter what city you go in Canada, they're all going to be the same, and they're all not good. They have an edible bowl, some kind of a pastry bowl that you can eat that has a salad. It's not bad though. It's a salad, and again with your ground beef. And I don't know if I think you can get with chicken also. But it's there again. It's not the same as chicken here. They eat like just about everything of the animal. Like the chicken, there's chicken fat in there. There's not so much the bone. There's no bones, gristle, stuff like that. But the meat is all chopped pretty fine, chopped up. Not quite bigger than hamburger, chopped up. But oh, Yorkshire pudding. Oh, yikes. That sounds good. It's been a long time since I've had that. You had that yesterday. I like that stuff. Yorkshire pudding. Yes. Tostadas. T-A-S-T-O-D. Tostado. Tostado is like a long bun, a long bun, not a round bun, but a longer bun. And then the same kind of meat that would go on your taco. But it's greasy though. Like their beef and their lamb, their pork, their chicken, it's all pretty greasy. Probably not too healthy though, I would think. But certainly tastes good because everything you buy here has got hot sauce. Not Shire, Yorkshire pudding, Yorkshire. Did I say Yorkshire? How did you spell it up above? Oh, okay, it's spelt Yorkshire, but it's Yorkshire. Okay. Yorkshire pudding. I'm not from the UK, so I don't know those things. Yorkshire pudding. Yeah, it's Mexican is a weird language. Like most of the H's are silent. A J sounds like an H. An L sounds like an L, but once you put two L's together, it sounds like a Y. The letter E sounds like an eh, and the letter I sounds like E. So I think I could read Mexican or Spanish. I could read Spanish, but I wouldn't know what I'm reading because once you know how to pronounce the letters, you're good to go. Hey, Mr. Dan, how you doing, Daily Dan? The good stuff, greetings, my friend. I had been over and watched a few videos of yours there. Pretty scary. Like, especially with the... I mean, what are those things that are howling? Are they wolves or something? Because they don't really sound like that. From the wolves that I know, they sound pretty different. So I don't know what the heck those are, but holy smokes. And when you're in Canada and you hear the wolves, you don't want to, I don't know if they would attack you, but sometimes they sound like they're pretty close. And we do that geocaching thing. Red wolves, ooh. They sound completely different. They sound pretty like, you don't want to be in the, I would be shitting my pants. Let me tell you, if I was out in the woods somewhere by myself, and I heard this pretty close, I guess sound travels too, so they would probably sound closer than they really are. I'd find the nearest tree to climb if I could. They released 100 red wolves to reintroduce the species and help control the deer. Okay, your deer are getting, yeah, if you got nothing, like what eats deer, you know, like you have to have some animal that, yeah. Well, I don't know how you could be out in the forest and recording this stuff. I'd be filling my pants, let me tell you. So if you're out there doing that, I hope one day here shortly that you actually come face to face with something. And make sure you got your camera on. And lots of light, so that you can turn your light on when you... What about guys, don't guys have, what do you call those, cameras that you can put out on a tree and then you can leave and come back the next day or whatever and get the video from it? You ever seen any weird stuff going on there? We had over 200 accidents involving cars hitting deer. Oh, wow. And people got hurt. Yeah. Well, I suppose, I mean, I've heard the saying where, like, the deer think the headlights is, there's, like, they think there's light over there, so they jump. They might be going across the highway, yeah, and you just run into them. But sometimes, if they're, like, just on the road and they'll jump towards you, like try to jump into the lighting. They have no fear. I've seen some where they just jump off the bridge, and it's like hundreds of feet down. Well, they die when they jump off there, but I don't know how they. There was a herd of them running along, and they were not all of them, but some of them were just jumping over the side, and it was like straight down for like that was. death. How they don't know that, I suppose. You can't see over the other side. They don't know how far down it is. No fear. And then the mountain goats, when they're on the side, they climb up more than a 45 degrees. It's almost an 80 some degrees that they can climb up. These mountain goats, they just go for salt. Bad enough hitting hitting anything. Even I hit a bird, hit my windshield, and then I have an overhang at the top a little bit. It slammed at the top of the right at where the window met the metal, and then it hit the top there. I could hear it like bang, and I knew I saw some feathers and some blood, but when I went out, got to stop and went out and had a look, there was nothing there. He was gone. But yeah, even hitting, well, like a pheasant is a pretty big bird. No kidding, yeah, if you get it right straight in the radiator. And a deer is like hundreds of pounds. So hitting one of those, or a moose. I think what is a moose the biggest? They're like a deer. I mean, they got 4 long legs. They're bigger than an elk, or bigger than I think they're they're the biggest. And the male's got those big ass horns, like holy smokes. Around Banff, there's hundreds or thousands of those things. They come right into town. And they just lay around. People walk by them all the time. At least they're more domesticated, otherwise they'll chase you, attack you. I seen in where the moose go, where their habitat is, the trees are pretty small, like that big around, a stand of trees, and they just put their head back with their horns and they run. It's just like cutting grass. They just swath the trees right off. So that's probably not fun. I'm not going to stay on for a whole 2 hours tonight either. It's been 30-some minutes. Hopefully I can make it to an hour, and then we'll call her a good night. I just did a pop-up again just to see how the chat window looks, and I don't get to see it large like you guys do. I guess I could go to YouTube side and have a look at it there. So how do I get to see this in large form? I only see just a tiny portion of my screen. The biggest thing I ever hit was a cow. Well, a longhorn Texas steer, weighed about 1,000 pounds. Holy smokes. Totaled your Firebird, I guess. It all depends on how fast you were going. Of course, it doesn't matter. Even if you're going slow, it'll still put a few big dents in her. But if you're going at a pretty good clip, especially on the highway or something, and you put the brakes on, you still can't stop fast enough. And a cow doesn't move too fast compared to like a deer. I think cows are bred to be docile, whereas deer is always on the alert. This is for certain. At 80 miles an hour, holy smokes. Daryl. Hey, Daryl, are you home? Because I've been watching some of your adventures with your. Remember, I think I commented saying, and you said they got their license to fix vehicles in the Cracker Jacks box. Like, Holy smokes, man. It's a good thing you discovered that, and I'll take it you'd never be going back there again, no matter what vehicle. Yeah, was it at nighttime there, Dan, or was it in the day? I guess it doesn't matter, but he was probably, he probably turned to look at you and said, "Hey, oh, here comes a car." Yeah, Daryl, you were saying about like the problems you had where they had to, like, when you got to do this properly, you got to take the whole dash out. Like, wow, they probably don't want to do that. That's probably why. It was late at night. Okay. Oh, you got it fixed by somebody else and then sent them the bill. Cool. Yeah, that's the way to do it. I had a big black bear. A bleed? Big black bear with a minivan. And it stopped it. Yeah. Black bear. Yeah. What's bigger, a black bear or a brown bear? Like, I don't know how you, yeah, it all depends on how old it is, but is are black bears bigger than brown bears usually? I mean, grizzlies are bigger, but I think black bears are meaner, no, than your brown bear. And what the biggest it probably is polar bear. They're probably the biggest bear type in that, in the bear category. 45 miles an hour, holy. Here's a bit of trivia for you. The North Pole has polar bears. The South Pole doesn't have any polar bears. The South Pole has penguins. The North Pole has no penguins, which is weird. Ha, teddy bear. Yeah, no kidding. Well, still, at 45 miles an hour, you still come through the window. I've hit a pigeon, and I don't know what kind of bird. I couldn't see it. It hit the window way up high, and then onto the overhang part, and then it flew off. It didn't fly itself off. It flew away because of the wind turbulence in there. So I didn't get to see what kind of bird it was, but it hit right where the window meets the metal, so it didn't crack anything. But I could see where it hit, and I could see some blood there. Not a lot, but yeah, we were just talking about moose. I think they are the biggest in the deer type family, with the four longed legs and that look like a deer and what have you. I think they're the biggest. They could step over a vehicle, them things, without touching the hood. They got such long legs, but they're massive animals. They'll ruin your vehicle. You hit one of those. Huh. I don't know why I'm yawning. So I don't know, I think next week is probably too early to put out a video about the progression of my back too. I think I'll wait, not next week, but the week after. Then I'll make another video on how it's coming along. And I did get some pretty good help with, paying for the funds that the government doesn't. If you're a Canadian and you get, maybe even American, and you're getting old age money from the government, they don't pay you much money. I mean, I don't know why they call it the golden age. You have to save, I think they said in Canada, you need $1 million in the bank or banked up somewhere in order to lead a comfortable life once you retire. It's just amazing. I'm still in Mexico until May the 5th, May 5. So I'm here for the rest of February and then March and April. So we're winding down. I'm halfway. And I'm trying to make memories, it's, well, when I fell and broke my back, well, that put me out of commission to go places and do things for a while. I just got to get out there and do it anyways. But you got to make memories, otherwise, because when I went across Canada a couple times, like, to me now, they're all just memories, of course. I mean, but wow, I was there, and thinking back, and yeah, I remember those places. So that's why I put my videos on YouTube in the first place, was so that I could go back and look at them and see where the heck I was and what it was like. And it wasn't to become YouTube person, but every once in a while I'll go and look at my first videos and carry on. I forget where I am. I'm still within the first year somewhere there. And wow, all the places I've been to. It's just simply amazing. And then I can go back and look and see where I have been. I put my feet in the Pacific, in the Atlantic. That was my goal. I wanted to go to, well, I'm not dead yet, so I wanted to go to the 3 oceans that touch Canada: the Atlantic, the Pacific, and the Beaufort Sea, way up north. But I haven't made it up there yet. I wonder where I'm most mornings, and I ain't traveling. Yeah. You have a motorcycle that you said you ride all year round. What else? You have you live in a house, I take it, like a sticks and bricks house, and not a vehicle, like a van or something. I was just actually looking back at some videos tonight, not watching them, but I was looking for something in particular, and I come across when I first met Roger and Kim, because they live out on an acreage sort of thing. I said, just give me the coordinates, I'll find it, with the GPS coordinates. But he says, I'll come and get you. And whatever town that was that they're close to, I waited in the parking lot there. I met him in the parking lot. Suzuki 4x4, okay. Right on. I had a friend that had, I don't know if it was a Jeep or what have you, but like a 4x4, like a Jeep type vehicle. And he put these tires on it. And when we were going down the highway, I'm behind him, by quite a ways behind him. We're going out to his place, and I could hear the tires really loud, like wee, all the way. Medium-sized SUV. Oh, cool. I don't know if you can hear that. There's banging going on. You don't know whether it's gunfire or fireworks. That sounds like fireworks. I think yesterday or day before or somewhere that they had a holiday here somewhere. I didn't notice it, but somebody was doing some videoing and said everything's closed today, there's a holiday. And I think it was a Sunday. Lots of things are closed here on Sunday anyway. And the dogs, I don't know how many dogs living on the street, up and down the street here, and it's like a symphony. I could go out there and go, hey, and they'll all start barking, and then I could make them bark. It's like they have no sense. Like if somebody walks by down the street, they'll all bark, and they'll start at one end and go all the way to the other end. The ones at this end won't bark until whoever's going by gets there. And I was trying to do like a voiceover in one of my videos, and I couldn't because the dog next door, he goes to a little spot right beside me here, barks, and my microphone picks it up pretty good. Yeah. No, you get to see the police around all the time, but I mean, because they probably don't want to be known or seen, but I've never seen a cartel. I've never ever seen any actions of the cartel either. Although you hear stories, my friend said they hear stories about, certain things that happened, and the cartel did this and the cartel did that. But I don't see it myself. I think they're pretty quiet unless they're, doing something with their drug trade or their whatever they're doing, their illegal stuff that they're doing. They don't want to get caught. So, I mean, there's no sense being in jail. So. But the Mexican cartel, like not just in Cancun here, but wherever they are in Mexico, they're a pretty ruthless bunch. Yeah, the center of my back is starting to hurt. I haven't taken my pill for the night. I should be doing that. 54 minutes, so maybe 6 more minutes, and then we'll call her a night. Just a quick pop-up. Bruce, how you doing, Bruce? Must have seen the notification somewhere and said, hey, that Wayne guy, he's up there again. On how would you put it, a useless live, or I feel like I'm some guys that I watch that have lives that some people that have the lives that I watch, they do nothing but karaoke type stuff, and they're playing games and they're all doing stuff all the time. The next one, they just chat like me. Oh, just in time to see me leave. Yeah, no kidding. And Tommy's in the house too. Just in time to see me leave. Yeah. But I like the way the screen looks now. I mean, yeah, there's millions and millions of things that you could do, but I've already benefited from putting the chat on the side there, although it might interfere when you have guests on. It might cover over that, so I'll have to figure that out when I have guests on. Just came into your office just now and checked up to see how I was doing. Okay. Or saw you were live. Not on here. It was my last video I put up. My last short to put up. Bree made a comment on there. She said, yummy. It was a scrambled egg breakfast, Mexican breakfast short. It was pretty tasty. And that's another thing, like IHOP here compared to IHOP in Canada is two different. It's the same company. It's weird, but their foods taste way different. The bacon here is real good bacon compared to the paper thin bacon you get back in Canada. But the potato, the grilled potato, shredded potatoes is way better in Canada than they are here. And the eggs too are way better in Canada than they are here. The eggs here were really like greasy, like you could tell they were fried in not necessarily butter, but oil of some sort. I think if you're gonna get that, then you might as well get scrambled eggs. Though my friend had the scrambled eggs, I had the fried eggs. Scrambled eggs looked a lot better than mine. Although the potatoes tasted okay, but I'm sure that they only got one kind of potato here. Whereas if you go to the grocery store, you see one potato type. I don't know what it's called. But in Canada, you get like 4 or 5 different kinds of potatoes. You know, the red, the yellow, the russet, the all different kinds of potatoes. Not a fan of IHOP here in Edmonton. I like IHOP actually. I like their, what do they call that? Well, I always get the seniors portion. You get like that, yeah, your potato, then I like their sausage for some reason. I don't know why. I don't like breakfast sausages too much, but their sausages are pretty good. So you get the potato, shredded potato with the sausage and the eggs. Or you could have pancakes with the eggs, and I think that's about it too. Yeah, my friend took me to the IHOP here. I don't really like it, but I went to the IHOP in Playa del Carmen in the summer. It was different also. I mean, even the tastes were different, but I ordered something different then, so it tasted not too bad. But there again, it's probably like the Canadian taco time trying to be like a Mexican taco place. And I was just talking to whoever was in the house here earlier, that you can't compare the two. It's like a Volkswagen and a Cadillac. Yeah, they're both cars, but I mean, there is no comparison between the two. International House of Pancakes. Yeah, a restaurante. I don't know, can you hear the dogs? When the dogs bark, somebody walked down the street. Oh yeah, making me hungry now. Buttermilk pancakes, my goodness. Nice and fluffy. And it all depends on the chef, if they know how to make good pancakes too. Oh, you didn't know that it was called that's what the International House of Pancakes. And I usually go for the senior portions. They have something called 2 by 2 by 2, so you get like 2 eggs, 2 pancakes, and either 2 sausage or some bacon. And then they have the sunshine, I think it's called, or the sunrise or something. That's the one I usually get mostly. their breakfast. They have other meals too, like hamburgers and stuff like that. That's what you get. Oh, the 2x2 bag. Yeah, it gives you a choice. It gives you at least a variety of everything. You get your. I like to put my eggs on my pancakes and eat it that way, and then you get your sausage or your bacon or what else? They have three different kinds of meats: sausage, bacon, and ham. That's what they have. Ham. They make good crepes. You know, well, that's one thing. I've never had crepes from there. That's interesting. Crepes are a thin pancake, right? No matter how thin you make a pancake, it's always got two sides. No, it's, anyways, yeah, that's those thin pancakes, correct? My sister just got a crepe maker thing. And if you get the real crepe maker, it's not a pan that's like this, where you make it in, it's a pan like this, where you put whatever the material is on top, but it looks like a frying pan up inside out. It's bowed outwards instead of inwards. I figured, well, how the heck do you cook a pancake on there? But it's a crepe maker. Yeah, me too. Now I'm getting hungry. I have a pancake mix here what do I put in? That one takes milk. Sometimes you get the pancake, just your fast stuff, none of this, make it from scratch stuff. But when I was in Canada, you can buy the stuff where you put milk in it, or the stuff that you just mix it with water and put an egg in or whatever. The stuff I have here, you have to put milk in and an egg. It makes good pancakes though. It tastes real good. I had pancakes this morning. So, and I usually like to put eggs on top. So I make the eggs on top of that. And I douse it with too much butter and too much syrup too. So that's not good. For a diabetic, I'm talking, not just for anybody, but for a diabetic, it's not good. You never went out for pancakes. You just always make them at home. They're so fast, I suppose. You can do them at home so fast. And it only takes a few seconds on each side and they're done. Yeah, there's nothing to them. Yeah, no kidding. On my box here, that tells you 1 cup of the flour, 3/4 a cup of milk, and 1 egg, and I think margarine too, or butter. But I usually cut that in half, and that makes me 4, like 5-inch pancake, 4 of them. So like whatever it says on the box, that'd be like for 2 people. That would make a lot. It would double. So it would make 8. It all depends how big you make them. 8 to 10 pancakes. But when you cook those, they tell you when they're ready. Like they get full of bubbles. They get the bubble. Then you got to flip them. And if you do it at the right time, it's nice and golden on the. It's not too dark. It's perfect. Yorkshire pudding. I don't think I can get that in Mexico here. Or like bread pudding. Ooh. Vicky has popped in the house. I don't suppose you've had a shower in your bus yet. You got the plumbing hooked up? I could fit my van twice inside your vehicle. I have a shower in my van, never used it. Oh, what, nah, I don't think I showered in there yet. Oh, you do? Oh, very cool. Very cool indeed, coming along nicely then. I have a toilet in my van. I've used it once just to see how it works. Once. I have a whole bathroom back in there. It's kind of a waste of space for me because I never used that area. It's all just storage space. My friend was saying, why don't you cut take that stuff out of there, and there's a sink back there and cupboards, and what have you. Take that all out of there, and then put your bed across the back instead of along the side, and then you can have more space up at the front. $27-foot boat with a sink shower. Yeah. Well, there's nothing better than a nice hot shower, let me tell you. It makes you feel like $1,000,000 when you're finished. That's why when I was like traveling and stuff, you have to find places to shower, but you buy a membership to some place, YMCA or something like that, and have a shower, because that feels like $1,000,000 when you're finished. Let me tell you, it feels good. Until May, beginning 5 days in May, May the 5 is when I go back. So I got 2.5 months left, 2 3/4 months left. My time is going so fast now that it's getting near the end. Well, I'm just over the halfway mark, I guess. And I haven't had really a chance to go anywhere. I fell down, broke my back, so that is laying me up. And then to get my teeth done was like weeks, it seemed. I don't know, I was in there every other day. It still didn't take. I kept telling them, like, is today the last day? Like, I want to. I mean, you can walk around Cancun all you want, and you can see the beaches, and I'm not a bar hopper guy. They play their music like horrendously loud, and the drinks are bloody expensive, just as much as back home. I mean, you're not gaining anything there, just something to see. But once you go to the beaches and everything, well, that's all there is about here. I want to go to the island here. There's an island just a few miles off of Cancun here. I haven't been there yet. Isla Mujeres, Island of Women, it's called. And it's only like 4 kilometers long. It's a small island, but there's things to see there and things to do. And then if you want to see the ruins, well, then you've got to go places. Like, you've got to go to Xcaret, Tulum, Chichen Itza, Coba. You've got to, and I haven't had a chance to get there yet. So it seems like I'm being cooped up. I need to get out. I need to get out and go places more. And I do walk around. I mean, I didn't want to. Like, it's a damn good thing I didn't break my back to the point where you're in a wheelchair, or you have to. I've seen some guys on YouTube where they have them learning to walk all over again with the same break that I had. And right now my back feels pretty good, let me tell you. It's my ribs that hurt. And that's still gonna, like, Rob on the road was in the house here. I don't know if he still is or not, but he was telling me how many weeks it takes for all this stuff to heal. And your body can heal pretty fast. So, and when I did have a herniated disc, I had 2 herniated discs, one after the other, and they have this little hose sticking in your back, but you heal up like fast. It's unbelievable. don't eat their food. Everyone gets sick. Well, even in the corner, the street, you don't want to really, in any city, I don't care if it's Mexico or whatever country you're in, the street food is the dangerous stuff. Because here, like this, they make tacos on all the street corners. You just walk down the street and you'll find a whole bunch of tiny little things that they make tacos. And they don't wear gloves or anything, so that who knows, they're picking their nose or doing whatever, and then they're grabbing the meat that to put in your taco with just their bare hands. So yeah. If you're close to the beach, enjoy the warm sun. Yeah, it's too bad I'm pretty far from the beach, actually. I'm about an hour, not an hour, maybe 3/4 of an hour away from the beach. But the beaches are so touristy, beach, like this, full of people. So that one beach that I went, took my drone there, that was where they were gonna, it's not an abandoned hotel, but they haven't built a hotel there yet. So it's an abandoned spot at the beach. Nobody sits there. You know, most people, they get a suite in the hotel, and then they go out to the beach, which are right on the hotels are right on the beach. So you go out the back door and you're on the beach. Well, those beaches are full of people. Like you can't even sit on the sand if somebody's right beside you. So that where I flew my drone, that was a nice quiet place. There was nobody there. And it's been raining for the last 4 days. Yeah, so. Well, at least I don't wear any shoes at all. In the house, but sometimes when I go for walks, I don't even wear my shoes. I don't think I've worn a pair of pants, full-length pants, since I got here. I wear nothing but shorts all the time. Okay, my phone's going ding, ding, ding. You're watching the live there, are you? Arlen, can't you just type in? Yeah, that's your dinging. Just type in are you on YouTube or how are you watching that? You must be on YouTube to see that. Just type in hello. Or can't you see, that's why I put the chat window on the side there so that people can read it even if, and right now I'm only going to YouTube. I can, on the TV. Yeah, that's probably a different way to look at it. Pretty hard to do the chat thing. That's why you can read. I don't know, do you have the chat window twice on your screen there? Once on the far right, which everybody can, where everybody does a live stream, and then I put it on the video itself also. But I put it on the video for a good couple of reasons. Oh, time for Paul to go home, or he's going to have some Z's. Yeah, you're really late there, Paul, especially where you are, the UK there. Take it easy, my friend. And thanks for popping in, by the way. And I'm not going to spend a full... every time I go to get my package coming in, like I would never send with UPS again, ever. Well, I would tell, what's his name, Cody, never to use UPS. They're such a sleazy company, let me tell you. That's why when FedEx and UPS got together, they call them Fed Up. Like, it got to Cancun on the 3rd, February the 3rd. And then that was a Friday, I think. And then I checked my tracking number again, and it says, will be delivered at least by the end of the day on the 7th, which was today. And then I look on today at about noon. I looked in the morning and it said the 7th, so I thought, oh, maybe but it said on its way. It didn't say out for delivery. So then at noon it changed and it said will be delivered at least by the end of the day on the 8th, which is tomorrow. So I went to the UPS store today and I said, where is my package? And he says, well, it's at the airport right now. It goes to the airport. And then the guys fill their vehicles up and they take whatever the packages are and they go to do the deliveries. And if you're not home at the time, they take the package back and they take it back to the airport for the night, and then they go out the next day and do it again. So it doesn't go to a facility in the town here. It goes back to the airport every night. And I think there's only 2 facilities, UPS facilities here. And both are fairly close. They're within 15 minutes driving time. And so I took the bus to one today, and he looked my package up a lot more detail than I get when I look at my tracking number. It just tells, when I look it up, it just says it's in Cancun and it'll be delivered by such and such a date, by that date. It doesn't tell me where it is. Like, I had no idea it was at the airport. Or they wouldn't say it's at such and such facility or the store, but they don't, the stores are just, there's a front door, maybe 10 feet you get to walk in, and that's the office. They have a telephone, they have a fax machine, they have a printer, and they have a chair and a bench. And that's it. That's their facility. And a computer, of course. Yeah, I'm hoping that my package will come in by tomorrow for sure. Because I asked the guy, what happens if I'm not home when they come? Because you got to stick around. I mean, he said, well, we try 3 times, and then it goes back to the sender if you're not home after the 3rd time. And I said, well, I've been waiting since the 3rd, which was a Friday, and I guess Saturday, Sunday they're closed. Monday, I don't know why Monday was disqualified, but they said they give you the reason. It was what do you call it? Laser scan or scanning. It needed to be scanned or something, so it was held. That's what they said. It was held for laser scanning. Or radar scan, or whatever the kind of scanning they do. So I'm hoping they don't charge you extra just because of, anyways. Yeah. It cost enough as it was for shipping. Like, I'm sure it would have been cheaper to buy something directly from DJI themselves. They don't charge shipping. So what's good? You're feeling relaxed and happy. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. My back's feeling not too bad. I'm still on medication, a little bit of medication yet, because at night you don't take any pills at night, so you wake up in the morning and I'm hurting, so I gotta get up, take some medication, and I'm feeling pretty good for the rest of the day, actually. Ribs are a little sore still. They must have taken I didn't land on, I landed on my back, not on the front of me. But I guess, that's where your ribs are attached, is back by your spine. So they probably took a beating too back there. And where my ribs hurt is like where I hit my back on right on the cement. Like when I think about it, it's just, holy smokes, when I look at the area where I fell there. And when you slip and fall, it just happens so fast, you haven't got time to even think. And when I fell, I could hear it break. Actually, I could tell you that it broke too, because I heard both of them, like, wow. And I had to turn over, and then I just crawled into the house. I didn't want to stand up, and there was people out on the streets, sweeping the water away, because the drainage is no good. Make sure you keep your body moving and mobile. Yeah, I do. I went for a nice walk today. I should be actually flexing my back, like bending backwards, not forward, but bending backwards. I should be doing that more. Yeah, because on what they do, it's kind of neat here. I could walk into any clinic that has the machinery and get an MRI or a CT scan or X-rays in minutes. And if this accident had happened in Canada, I could have got it done for free. But I would probably have to wait 6 months to get in to have a scan. That's how ridiculous it is. Yeah, you can get it done for free, but it's the waiting time. Cat and cow yoga. I have to do those kind of stretches because of my herniated disc that I had at one time also. I had a herniated disc twice operated on. And then even before operation, you're supposed to do these kind of stretches to help that area. So like maybe it'll help, alleviate the pain anywhere. They were saying you could stretch that nerve, and I thought, I don't think so. I don't know. I've had it. I mean, you see these doctors, and they take that in school. They train for that, but they've never had that happen to them. So how do they know? They just read it in a book. They don't know what's going on in your back. And I had one doctor that told me, here, lift your feet up this way and do this and that, or touch your toes. And he says, you have herniated disc. And I said, well, tell me about it. And then a couple of years later, then he got that. And I said, there you go. Now you know what it feels like. It doesn't feel too good. But when you just read it in a textbook and you're going through school to try to learn this stuff, well, okay, do these stretches and do this and that. But if you've never had that happen to you, you definitely don't know what that feels like. But the cat and the cow yoga positions must be a milder kind of stretching, I hope. But yeah, I should be flexing my back backwards more than I do. I mean, it's like I saw on YouTube somewhere about that's the elderly people when they get aches and pains, so they sit in an easy chair and don't move because it hurts to move. Well, then you won't be able to move. You've got to kind of move into the pain. You know what I mean? If you don't stretch it out, if you don't move it, you're gonna be crippled up and you won't be able to move. How many old people do you see that are hunched over and the way they walk? When I see myself on video, I see myself and I look and I walk like an old person. I don't feel that when I am, but when I see myself, I look and I say, wow, you're walking just like an old person. They found out, how come elderly people trip and fall? it's because they're leaning forward too much when they're walking. You have to lean back more. And I guess leaning back is a hard thing to do when you're... Oh, somebody playing some music. There is no, like in Canada anyway, they have after a certain hour you should be quiet, more or less. They don't have that here. You can be as loud as you want all night long if you want to. And parking on the streets, when I was in Medicine Hat there, I parked the wrong way on the street one time for 5 minutes only. And when I come out, I had a ticket on my window, or on the dash, and I thought, wow, I got a ticket for parking the wrong way on the street, on the wrong side. Well, here they're all parked like that. It doesn't matter which way you park. The police don't do nothing. It's there. That's look up when you walk. You pull your shoulders back. Yeah, and I try to force myself. Yeah, sure. While I'm thinking of it, I'm doing it. So when I walk, I put my shoulders back and my head back. And if then when you stumble, you probably won't fall forward. Yeah, you'll stumble, but you won't fall forward because your tendency to stand more straight up on your feet, as opposed to you're already. Like the art of walking is every time you take a step, you're falling forward, and your other foot comes in front just to catch you in time. So when you lean back a little more, at least you're standing more straight up on your feet. So when I see myself on videos when I'm walking, I put the camera down and I do that walk backwards thing, and I do those, and I think, wow, I should be leaning backward more. So when I'm conscious of it, yes, I do. I pull my shoulders back, put my head up a little higher, and I could lose 50 pounds or more. I'm not considered like fat, but yet I'm overweight, that's for sure. And when I first got my diabetes, I lost 50 pounds and got off all my medications, all of them, high blood pressure pills, everything, the metformin and all the ones for diabetes. They were gone. And then I went back to, and you guys don't all believe in the can you hear that? Somebody advertising something. If your focus is on your shoulders and your eyes locked up, looking up a little when you walk straight without any tension. Yeah. Yeah, see, that's the thing. All the houses have here, they have, most 99% of them have carports, but they're all with big steel gates, like, even to get into the yard. So there's no doorbells. You can't walk up to the door and knock on the door. So what they do is they ride their bicycle or walk up and down the streets saying some word in Spanish, like water is agua. And so some guy, he'll have a three-wheel bicycle, 2 wheels on the front and 1 on the back, and then they have a big carrier on the front, and he's carrying water, and he'll be riding up and down the street saying agua, agua, water, and people will come out if they need water. Or one guy he was saying some word, it must have been something about to do with shoes, repair your shoes, because the guy next door, he took his shoes out and gave them to the guy, and then some lady across the street gave him her shoes. But he was riding a bicycle up and down the road saying some word out really loud so that people could hear it. And then the big water truck that has bottled water, the big trucks, they have a tune playing. It's agua poca, da 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 da, agua poca. It's it, and really loud. And people just come out of their houses and get things done. Oh, wow, okay, it's informing me I've only got 30 minutes left, and then my two hours for the day is up. So I wasn't even gonna stay on for 1 hour, but it always turns into more time than enough. Let me write that down, so I don't forget. I have to write things down or I'll forget for sure. Cat and cow, eh? Right on there, Vicky. I think I'll do that. All right, guys. I think I'm going to actually enter. I mean, it doesn't matter if I stay on for the 2 hours or not, but still, I was only going to be on for an hour because I wanted to check out my screen, see how it looked, see if the chat window looked okay the way it is. I got to have some people come up on the panel here one night so that I can see what that looks like. So, anyways, to anybody that's in the house, it shows on the window here, I don't believe it, that there's always either less or more, but there shows there are 5 people in the house. But to whoever's in the house, just remember, if nobody has told you they loved you today, let me be the first. I love each and every one of yous. And thank you for coming and joining the live. And remember to always be kind, stay cool, and stay awesome. And become nomadic outlaws. And how do you do that? You subscribe to Nomadic Vanman. And you automatically become a nomadic outlaw. So, thank you guys for spending your time here with me. And Mr. Ronney Braun, if you're still in the house there, thank you, brother, for popping in. And yes, Vicky, I love you too, sister. And take care. Be good for the rest of the week. And we'll see you guys. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to pop. I'm going to try to get away to Tulum this week, where I can get to see some ruins again. Like, it's been 10 years since since I seen to Chichen Itza and seen the pyramids and stuff. So I want to get out and do some videoing so I can show you guys what that looks like if you've never seen it. If you have, well, this will bring back some memories. So anyways, guys, stay cool, be kind, stay awesome, and we'll catch you guys all on the next one. See you then.